All right. So first of all, I want to say thank you for being here, for having us from Broward University. It's a pleasure to have people like you guys from West Virginia University here. We have like a great partnership. And yeah, I think you can have like the platform. It's all yours. And let us like the other questions, guys, you can ask him at the end. I think it's better, right?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
At the
Let's
end,
get into
yeah.
that.
All right. It's all
All right.
yours.
Thank you, Pedro. Well, thank you everyone for joining this session. My name is Gary Laruda. I'm an international admissions counselor here at West Virginia University. We are located in the state of West Virginia. I will explain in a second where is it exactly that we are located. But I'm actually originally from Bolivia. I moved here like 20 years ago, and I actually attended WVU as an international student at some point. So I'm very familiar with how the life is here as a student and as a professional. So I should be able to answer any questions that you guys may have at any given point. Just to reiterate on what Pedro was saying, WVU and Broward have a strong partnership through the years. We actually have received consistently a significant group of Broward students, more so from Broward, Ecuador, than in any other region. But we're trying to hopefully expand this partnership to Brazil as well. And the reason is we are very acquainted with how the system works at Broward. So whenever the students apply from Broward to WVU, it's very easy for us to evaluate your credits, your classes, transfer them here, etc. Because we already know, we already are familiar with how the curriculum is handled by Broward. So this is a huge benefit to our Broward students, not to mention that there are a couple other incentives like scholarships, maybe discounts, among others, but I'll get into it in a second. Before I start, I'll just show you two quick videos, just so that you can put into perspective what West Virginia University has to offer.
Every journey to finding a purpose is different. Mine started in Bogota, Colombia. I was born there and I grew up there. But today, I call this my second home. Here, I found a path and people to guide me. I found opportunities to grow and become who I was meant to be. Here, I feel safe, welcome, inspired. I feel the mountaineer spirit wherever I go. Where I created a future I can be proud of. Where I learned, no matter who you are or where you're from, you will find a home here. Are you ready to start your own journey? Let's go.
This is West Virginia University, home of Mountaineers. We're talking like real Mountaineers, none of that fake stuff.
The West Virginia Mountaineers.
Of champions, pioneers, record breakers, scholars. And this is our jam. We're home to the largest crime scene training complex in the country, the first institute in the world devoted to studying human memory. And we're making headlines in all these places too. This is WVU, where we do the highest level research, seeking cures, building hope, hunting pulsars, discovering new technologies, proving Einstein's theory. Wait, this list just keeps going. You don't expect me to read all these, do you? This is WVU, where being unique and proud of it is in the blood. Where he can find rhythm and engineer his future, where she can compete on the field and on the stage, and where our president can inspire us to be ourselves, which is Pretty good thing to be, where a little grit and determination can literally take you anywhere. I'm gonna go flying. This is WVU, a family of distinct campuses, just a short drive from here, and here. Where a degree opens doors for anyone from anywhere, where you can dig into your passions, create your own niche, and find your purpose. This is WVU. Our students are realizing their own visions, leading their own adventures, and writing their own stories.
Shh, whoa, sorry. I forgot we were in a library.
And when you become a mountaineer, you'll never have to go it alone. Because here, our faculty will challenge you and support you. Your fellow students will push you and encourage you. And our alumni will guide you no matter where your journey unfolds. We're a community that works smart and plays smart. We question assumptions and laugh at obstacles. A place where everyone fits, because we're all in this together. This is West Virginia University. This is home.
All right. So that's basically just to show you a little bit of what our campus looks like. We are quite large, quite big. We have so much technology here. We have so much infrastructure when it comes to like housing and labs, libraries, etc. Now, the university is actually located in the northern part of the state of West Virginia, here in the red part of the map of the United States. So we're about like 3 hours driving from Washington, D.C. and about 6 hours driving to New York City. So we're not too far from anywhere, really. We're about like 45 minutes from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which is the main airport in this area. And in our campus in Morgantown, we have over 27,000 students. So it's a big campus. In Morgantown, in the city of Morgantown, we have 60,000 people. So from them, 27,000 are students. It's quite a significant part. So basically the city is the university. So everything that we have here, for that matter, belongs to the university: hospitals, football stadiums, movie theaters, etc. Now, the university is classified as an R1 institution. R1 is the highest classification that any research-oriented university in the United States may be classified of. Just to put into perspective, MIT, Johns Hopkins, Princeton, Stanford, these are universities that make part of an R1 classification. Only 100 other universities in the whole country share this R1 classification out of over 4,000 universities in the United States. As you do your research to see if you're interested in any university in the US, you will come across that there is actually plenty of options for you. Again, 4,000 universities just in the United States. But how can you know which ones are actually a best fit for you, with the better options and opportunities and the prestige for you, right? West Virginia University is classified again as an R1 institution because we have engaged in a level of research that is not common by other universities. For example, we have a neuroscience program that has discovered methods to reverse some symptoms from Alzheimer's. We work for Volkswagen, for IBM, for Google, for General Motors, for the FBI. We just signed a partnership with NASA for the next 8 years. So these are companies and agencies that trust in our technology and our level of research. Now, any student that comes to West Virginia University, whether you are in a science-related program or you're transferring from arts-related program, we do have research opportunities for you. For example, those students that come for communication, we have some opportunities through a partnership with CNN. Those students that come from aerospace engineering, they may be able to attend certain workshops hosted by NASA, etc. So there's always a lot to do when it comes to research. And this becomes critical if you think about the time whenever you graduate and you're looking for a job. Employers these days want to see that you have some experience. So if you're able to be part of any of these research projects, that's already going on your resume or your curriculum. So you already have experience before you graduated. And that's kind of the point of that. Now, when it comes to athletics, West Virginia University is part of the conference, the Big 12. We have 17 first division teams, including soccer, basketball, American football. I believe we have golf, tennis, swimming, all our athletes are highly competitive. Any student interested in transferring in pursuance of an athletic scholarship, that is possible. You may be able to get a good scholarship through joining any of our first division teams. However, these are very competitive. I don't know if you were able to see on the slides. We have students that have earned a gold medal in the most recent Olympics, for example. So it's very, very competitive level. But if you feel that you have the talent, you're more than welcome to apply in pursuance of this. Otherwise, as a student, the most interesting part about athletics is that you are granted free entry to any WVU sports events once you're here. We have a stadium with a capacity of 60,000 fans, which is typically packed every Saturday for football season, and same with the Coliseum. And you can probably catch some of our games from basketball on ESPN. Now, when it comes to the university itself, again, 27,000 students. We cover different areas of the city of Morgantown. It's easy to some students feel a little bit overwhelmed and stressed whenever they first come to a big university like this one. What I ask my students is focus on your program in particular. For example, if you're coming to mechanical engineering, just focus on mechanical engineering. Don't think about the rest of the university. At that point, you understand that you're actually a member of a much smaller component of the university, which is key to understand the ratio of 18 students per one faculty. Each program has their own library, their own cafeteria, their own resources. So you're, again, a member of much smaller component of the university. In Morgantown, we offer 130 different undergraduate programs to transfer to for a total of 380, which include masters and PhD ones. So it's very common for some students to transfer here, finish their program, and then move on to a master's or even a PhD, because once you graduate from West Virginia University and you're after grad school, it is very likely that we may be able to offer you an assistantship, either through teaching or through doing research for us. So at that point, you are not paying for college anymore. You don't need scholarships because the university will pay for you to attend master's and PhD after you're graduating from one of our programs. So that's another benefit of coming to West Virginia University. The university is actually distributed in 3 different areas in the city of Morgantown: the downtown area, the Evansdale area, and health science, where the hospital and the football stadium are located. All 3 areas are interconnected through a bus system the university provides to our students. So you don't need a car either. We also have a system that resembles a metro system just for the university students. So again, it's free to our students, but you have another mean of transportation that goes beyond just buses. We have different tools available to our students to continue allowing them to grow outside the classroom. One is the over 500 different student organizations that we have. Some of these clubs might be related to like community service. Some of these clubs might be related to a religious group, for example. Some others might be geared towards something associated with your degree, like a robotics club, for example. Actually, our robotics club is a student organization, and they actually won a NASA tournament of robotics 4 years in a row above MIT and other universities that are specialized on robotics. So a very competitive team, a lot of fun. And like that, we have several other organizations. One of these organizations is actually an organization for Latin students, for Latin American students, where you can engage and meet other students coming from Brazil, from Argentina, from Mexico, etc., the whole America. So this is another way for you to connect. And once you're here, to start creating your social life as well, which is very important because you would be here for like 2-3 years, right? Depending on how many credits we can transfer for you. We also have 51 different options for study abroad. So by coming to West Virginia University, you actually might be able to access programs through partnerships that we have in other parts of the world. For example, I'm alumni. I graduated from economics here. I was able to travel to China for a semester. Everything was paid by the university. Whenever I came back, the university validated the time that I was in China instead of some classes that I would have taken here. So I was still able to graduate in the time that I had to. So by opting for study abroad, that doesn't mean that you are postponing your graduation date. We have, again, 51 different options for science-related careers and non-science-related careers. We send a group of political science to France twice a year. Fashion design goes to Milan twice a year. We have another one for marine biology that goes to Australia a couple times a year as well. So again, 51 different programs, and you can apply for scholarships whenever you're interested in one. So you don't even have to pay for going somewhere else. The university would cover those expenses. Also, twice a year, we invite 300 potential employers here to our campus. The companies that I was mentioning earlier, right, like NASA, Volkswagen, the FBI, Google, etc. They come to our campus with job offers. So if you were to be, for example, on the last year of classes, you can attend one of these events, and we can arrange an appointment with this potential employer so that you can maybe secure a job offer before you have even graduated, which is very important for international students, because once you graduate, your visa expires. But if you have a job offer from an employer that is willing to sponsor you, then you can stay with a working visa, which is absolutely fantastic. You know, you graduate, you already have a job, you don't have to stress out about it. So that's kind of what we want. For any student that is interested in living in our campus, we have 12 different residence halls. We have apartments, we have rooms that you share with another person, like a roommate. So different options that we have available to our students. Now, transfer students are not required to live in one of our residence halls, but they can, if they want to, they can choose between all the different options that we have available. Now, when it comes to all the financial component of the university, and perhaps this is the most critical part that everybody might be interested in, the university has a cost of roughly $26,000, $27,000 a year. Okay, so from all the universities in the United States of the size and the rankings of West Virginia University, West Virginia University is one of the cheapest ones, because we are a state-sponsored university, meaning we serve the West Virginia population and the population at large. So that's why we are able to keep the tuition rates lower than other competitors. Now, that being said, let's say $27,000, if you want to reside in one of our residence halls, then like an apartment and things that I was mentioning earlier, you have to add $10,000 to it, which includes already a meal plan. So you don't have to worry about your nutrition either, laundry and 24-hour tutoring, and security as well. Now, West Virginia University has one of the safest campus in the country. Sometimes people ask me, why should I go to West Virginia? Well, it's because safety. Safety is key in our campus, and we're actually, again, one of the safest ones in the country. We have our own police department actually just for the university. So that's a plus of coming to WVU. So if you consider the tuition plus this $10,000 for housing, we're talking about roughly $37,000 that you should be looking into every year. Now, assuming that you're transferring here for the last 2 years, that's 2 years that you will be paying for it. Now, as a transfer student, if your GPA at Broward is above 3.5, we can approve immediately a scholarship of $11,000 a year for you. So from those $27,000 that I was mentioning earlier, you can subtract $11,000 for the scholarships if you were to be in this category, which I'll be honest with you, most Broward students are above 3.5. And that's why we like our Broward students, because they are high achieving ones. If you were above 3.0, then we can give you $8,000 in scholarships. Now, this is just from the university. The university operates at 2 levels. One is the university, and the second level is each faculty, each school of law, school of medicine, school of engineering, business. Each of these also have additional resources for you. So if your GPA is really good, the university gives you $11,000, but also your school might be able to give you more money on top of that. Let's say $4,000 from engineering or from School of Business, etc., depending on the merits that you have, your GPA, right? If you're a good student, then we're gonna try to get all the necessary funds for you. In addition to that, anything that would have to pay to the university can be arranged through a payment plan. So you can pay in installments. You don't have to pay all upfront. We work with you to see what works best for you. You can pay us every month or every 2 months, etc. Whatever it's easier for you. Other resources are student loans and this website, the dream.us, which is for students that might be already in the United States. It's always good to check with any organizations like your Ministry of Education there, or even the Organization of American States. Sometimes they have agreements and they are willing to like pay additional scholarships to some students. The application process is very simple. The application takes about 15 to 20 minutes to complete. It's all online, and it does have a cost of $65 just to complete the application. However, as a courtesy to all Broward students, we provide them a fee waive code for anyone interested in applying. If anyone is interested in applying, you can email me and I'll give you the code so you don't have to pay for the application. And I will also help you with the application process. I'll schedule some meetings with you and we will review your application together to give you an idea of what the scholarship package would look like for you. But again, it's quite simple. As far as sending us your transcripts from Broward already knows how the process works. They send us an email with an encryption and we just download the transcripts from there. That way it's secure. And that's it. We don't ask for any English proficiency tests from the student coming from Broward. This is a unique benefit from coming from Broward, right? Any other student from Brazil would have to take the TOEFL or Duolingo or SAT, not Broward students. Broward students do not have to fulfill this requirement. Now, when it comes to the timeline, the application process opens 1 year before the starting of classes. We start classes every August and every January. It's mostly common for students to come in August. So any student interested in coming in August 2022, you still have time to apply. We would have to move a lot faster, but you do have time to apply if you were interested in coming this year. If you were interested in coming next year, we can start the application process in August of this year, when the application process will open for 2023. And as far as the transferring of credits, again, as I was mentioning earlier, we are super familiar with how the articulations work with Broward. Whenever we see the transcript, we immediately know which classes are applicable. Typically, of course, if it's science, like calculus, statistics, math, things like that are super easy to transfer. Some other classes might not be as easy, like, for example, a student is taking history of Brazil, and we cannot transfer that here because there is no equivalence here. But with most of the classes from Broward, there is no problem. You can always check us out on the different social media platforms that we have, YouTube, Instagram, etc. You can see what the day-by-day is like here from other students that are already here. We have so many different videos on YouTube showing you the residence halls, what is life there, what is the food like over there, what is winter like here, what do students do whenever they're not studying. We have like over 1,000 videos to provide a better idea of how things work. And lastly, this is my contact information. Again, my name is Gary. I'm the admissions counselor. Feel free to email me. You can take a screenshot of this if you want, or write it down. And yeah, so take my information. If you are ready to apply, send me an email asking for the code, and I'll be more than happy to provide this one to you. We can also schedule a Zoom meeting so that we can talk about your perspectives for scholarships and how we can help you navigate through the application process. And at this point, I'm open for questions.
Yeah, that's great. Does anyone have any questions? You can unmute yourself, or you can put in the chat. Let's see here. We have one question from Rafael. Is there a difference in the price of housing?
Yes.
More different.
Great question. So
yeah.
I was mentioning like housing would have an additional cost of $10,000, right? But that's assuming that you're opting for the most expensive options that we have.
Yeah.
Normally are the apartments. The apartments are like around 10,000. That's with a meal plan of unlimited meals. So you can eat as many times as you want through the week. There are other options. For example, a room that you have to share with another person, a roommate. That's a lot less money. I think that's $6,500, something like that a year. And you can choose a meal plan that is smaller, like 70 meals a week, or 50 meals a week, or 20 meals a week, whatever works best for you. And that will, of course, decrease the cost of housing.
That's awesome. The weather is cold all year in the West Virginia.
So the weather is interesting in West Virginia. We are located in the Appalachians, in the mountains, with a lot of nature. So in summer, it can get really hot. And I'm talking about like maybe temperatures in Celsius would be like in the 30s, 30, 31, 34 sometimes. It's very hot. In winter, it gets pretty cold as well. Maybe like between 0 and 10 degrees in winter. Winter months are December, January, and February, when it snows, not a lot, but it snows enough to make it fun. We actually have a department called Venture West Virginia. So any student that wants to experience snowboarding or skiing, they go to this department and they'll give you all the gear so that you don't have to pay for this. And they take you on weekends to go skiing. Skiing can cost like $300 normally for any other person. But for WVU students, we charge them, I believe it's $20 to take them there. They ski the whole day. We give them all the gear, so it's a lot of fun. And same in summer, if the students want to try kayaking, rock climbing, camping, backpacking, a variety of things, we also offer all the gear for that. So we experience all four seasons here.
Yeah, that's great. Does anyone have any more questions, guys? Let's see here. I have a question actually. Do you guys also have like internship for students, like international students? You guys offer that?
Yes, so there are some programs, for example, that I think general business and a couple other, but general business, for example, to graduate, you need to have some sort of internship completed. Whenever you get to that point, the university will accommodate an internship, maybe within the business school or another partner that we may have with the university.
All right, that's great. Any more questions, guys? This is the time, guys, to talk to him. Anyone in the chat, or you can unmute yourself, you can ask. Let's see here.
I know a lot of students from Brazil tend to transfer to Boston for some reason, which to me is crazy because Boston is a lot colder than West Virginia. Like a lot colder.
There's a lot of Brazilians in Boston. Maybe that's why, I don't know.
It's more expensive and it's a lot colder. So for that matter, West Virginia is much more friendly when it comes to those things. The region where we are in Morgantown is not expensive per se when it comes to like just like regular things outside of campus compared to other cities where things can be very, very expensive. The university offers everything.
Is there like a lot of international students there, like at your university?
We have right now 3,000 international students.
3,000.
A couple of them are from Brazil. Most of the Brazilian students that we have are part of the robotics club that I was mentioning. Actually, the director of the robotics club is a professor from Brazil. And his son actually just started the university as he is a freshman. So that's anything that is handled by robotics is typically like the team of Brazilian engineers that we have here.
Yeah, that's great. So I think we don't have any more questions. You guys can be free to email him, right? They can email you on this email on the screen. And yeah, once again, thank you, Gary, for your time, for being here. It's always a pleasure. I know you have been here before, right? In our campus, not in this campus, you're being in another campus, right?
Yes, we actually went there in 2019 with a couple other universities from Canada, from the UK. It was a lot of fun, and I'm actually going to be in Brazil next month, hopefully visiting the Broward campus. So if anyone have any questions or would like to meet with me at that point, I'm bringing my laptops and everything, so we can talk about anything that you would like to discuss at that point.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that West Virginia University is a great option for students here, especially for all the scholarships that you guys offer for us. And yeah, thank you once again. And all the students, you can contact him or you can contact me and I can give you all the information as well. And yeah, that's it. Thank you, Gary.
If anyone or any parents would want to have a conversation in Portuguese as well, if they feel comfortable. I speak some Portuguese, and we also have alumni in Brasilia that represent the university. So if anyone wants to schedule a Zoom meeting, we can just invite our alumni and we can all discuss in more detail in Portuguese as well.
All right, so I think Felipe has a question.
Yes. Actually, it's a question. Does West Virginia has a program for computer engineering? Or
yes, we have computer engineering.
Because I want to do software development, so I'm not sure if it's computer engineering or software development, the name.
Yes, so we offer computer science and computer engineering. And I think computer engineering is the one that has, you can specialize on 4 different areas. And one of them is software development.
Oh, nice.
Thank you, Felipe.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Last call. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think we have more questions. Yeah, Gary, thank you so much for your time. And I'll let you know if someone get in contact with me and give them their information, all right?
Perfect. Thank you, Pedro, and thank you everyone for having me.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for your time. Thanks.